with this is that you're backtracking so much that sometimes you forget where to go. And again, that could be me. My fucking memory of a fish could just be horrible. But you're backtracking so much that I just feel like, I'm completely lost. Hey guys, what's up? Paragon Fox here. Welcome back to the series Golds of Past. Today we're going to be looking at Narita Boy. Okay, so what is Narita Boy, my friends? Narita Boy is simply an action platformer. Now, but it's so much more than that, guys. It has a deep, rich lore. The world is beautiful with this neon color, neon art style that it's going for. Very beautiful. Now, the story, it's very basic in a lot of sense. It's basically, stop. You're the good guy, stop the bad force. That's basically it. It's good versus evil, classical story. We've seen this thousands of times done. But what makes it unique, I think it's the art style and how you have to connect the dots. All the lore, all the story for this. Yes, there are dialogue boxes, as you can see, but most of it you will have to find. You will see some code, or some NPCs. They're all considered code, which is pretty cool because you're inside of a game, literally. Like they know they're inside of a game, or they know they are part of this little world, of this kingdom that you're trying to protect or save, and they know they're part of the code. But you have to connect the dots. You will probably see a guy, just crying in the background. You will see some other things, and you are connecting the dots as you play along. You understand what happened to this world, what happened to this area, what happened to this other area. Some NPCs will just give you a little bit of a dialogue box, and the art style and the story that they show you helps you connect the dots, helps you understand what this world is about and how you play a part into it. Right now, one thing that you have to take into account here is that this studio is based off of the studio who made this is in Spain. Now, nothing against them, nothing against them, but you could definitely see the inspiration from a lot of Christianity things. You could definitely tell, there was a lot of inspiration that came from there, and that works beautifully with this neon art style that they have, with this Tron style that they have going for the game. It works beautifully. I did not expect it to work as good as it did, but it is beautiful. Like, it's really just a lovely game to look at, to explore, to get yourself involved in. This game is one of those where you might want to play 1 or 2 times over, because you might have missed something. You might have not connected the dots here, or about a certain part of the lore, or you might have forgotten something, and going back and playing it 2 times, it's definitely I definitely recommend it. It's really a lovely game. The art style, again, super fun. The mechanics, the way you play this game, the game mechanics that it has, very, I would say not typical, but it is very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. It's a little bit hard to master certain aspects, but overall it's a very fun experience. Basically, you're the chosen one. You gotta stop the evil force. That's basically the story. I won't spoil anything else. I won't tell you about the lore, because I want you guys to discover this world by yourselves, for the first time, without hearing much about it. Discover it, and you'll understand, this world, and you'll be like, damn, it's a really good world. Like, I fucking enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing this game. But yeah, it's an action platformer, really good, not too long, not too short. You will spend some time in here. Definitely deserves a second playthrough. I highly recommend that. Okay, guys, so what is fun about this game? Really, everything is quite fun about this game. You have those action moments, you have those puzzle moments you have to solve, those a little bit of platforming, backtracking, as everything. The one thing that, might be a little bit frustrating at first is definitely the how the combat works in this game. It's really good, but at the start you're going to be like, okay, why? But once you play a little bit into it, once you're 2-3 hours into that combat, into the story, into the game, into the combat, you will understand how it plays, and you will really enjoy it. You have a lot of powers you could choose from, a lot of abilities that the game gives you. Each of them, better than the last. Personally, I stick with the sword and the sword and the super beam, or the supercharge attack. That's basically me. But later on, you will have different abilities. You will have different power ups, and you will even have allies that sort of like go with you and give you a little bit of help here and there. So that's really cool. And overall, this game really has those enjoyable moments. The bosses are really fun. You might die the first time when you face them just because you don't know how they play. But but once you die, you figure out exactly how to defeat them. And they're not that difficult. Nothing outside this world. Maybe there were like 2 or 3 where I was like, God damn it, I hate this. I hate this boss. But overall, very easy to understand. Very easy to learn. It's somewhat hard to master, but you'll get the hang of it quite easily. Once you defeat the bosses, they become normal enemies. That's nothing new. A lot of games have done this, but it does give you variety in your combat scenarios, because you might be fighting normal minions, a little bit of armored minions, and then out of a sudden you have a boss that you defeated a couple of levels back or another stage, and just throws in that little bit of extra flavor instead of just fighting over the same minions once and twice and 3 times. The story, again, you'll get very involved in the story. You'll be like, wow, you want to explore this world. You want to do everything that you can. You want to gain all the power-ups, and it's really quite enjoyable. Each stage that you go through is unique in itself. I won't again, I really don't want to spoil anything because I want you guys to discover this game by yourselves. But we'll call it the yellow stage. Has this very nice western kind of setting, if that makes any sense. This blue stage has this very people going more into nature instead of technology, and all these different stages have their own unique feel of it, and you're discovering this world, and it's really fun. Everything just works together. There's never a moment in the game where I was like, I really wish they added more combat here. I really wish they added something different. It's really an enjoyable experience. I highly recommend this game. Really, it's just phenomenal. Now, the problems with this game. Every game has problems, guys. It does not matter. There is no such thing as a 10 out of 10 game, unless literally this game is in development for like maybe 10 years and they're looking at all the angles. And unless a game like that exists and they're actually dedicated developers, there's never going to be a 10 out of 10 game or a 5 out of 5 game. This is the case for this game. It has some issues. It has some big issues. One of them, which I feel, is that sometimes I just forget certain things about the puzzles. And actually, as I say it, the puzzle comes up right there and then. It even tells you, the game tells you that you might want to get a piece of paper and pen, or a pencil, whatever you want, so you can write down the puzzle codes. And when the game, I've always said this, when it forces you outside of the in-game environment, the immersion of it, once it forces you out of it, that's some BS. Like, you should have found an easier way for it to for it to work, because there is no reason why you should take the gamer out of his way from the in-game that he's playing, from the game he's playing, to go fetch something in real life so he could use this, because he needs it, because you might forget. And the problem isn't, if it was like a 4 combination, like maybe there's only 4 symbols in each column that you saw, only 4 or maybe even 3, you might get away with it, right? You might have bad memory, but you'll remember 1 or 2 and you could just wing the last one, no problem. But this one, I think, has like 6 or 5 symbols, and some of them are somewhat similar. They're not similar, but they have the same general shape, and then you have a trouble right there. You're gonna have some trouble. And I feel that is one of the biggest issues, that I literally have a notepad where I wrote down the symbols. Now, it could just be me. It could literally be me, that I have the fucking memory of a fucking fish, and I can't remember the damn symbols to save me. But I really do feel that is one of the biggest issues this game has, and it's these damn puzzles forcing myself outside of the game. I have to pause. I have to draw the stupid symbol and put it in my notebook so I could remember it to go back to the thing that it needs to be, so I could insert the correct symbol, right? I'm speaking very vaguely here because, again, I don't want to spoil it because I still consider it a very good game. Another thing is that there is a lot of backtracking, like insane amount of backtracking. I don't mind that. I don't mind backtracking if it's an actual good purpose in there. But it's usually, you're backtracking because you need to get this, to get that, and that's another issue this game has. It's basically a fetch game. It's basically the game tells you that, hey, we need this item, go fetch it, or you need this key to open this door, go fetch it. It's somewhere around here, right? And it just becomes a fetch game. You're not really doing much else. There are some optional things you could do that will grant you an extra power, an extra something. But at the end of the day, it's a fucking fetch game, and I don't know why in today's standards of gaming this is allowed. You could have added so much more. You could have done millions of things. You could have been like, I don't know, defeat this villain so that this path is clear because his corruption is taking over this stage or some shit like that. But instead of that, it's more like, oh, go fetch this key so you could open this door so you get access to this other area. And then once you get to this other area, go to this area, go to this other area. You need to bring back this thing. And I hate that. This is not innovative fucking, gameplay. It's not. It really isn't. And it's just bothersome that to this day, you're doing this. It shouldn't. Now, granted, the NPCs who give you this quest are very nice, not in an aspect like they're very kind. No, I mean their design, how they speak, their perspective of their in-game world, etc. It's very cool. That I really do like it. If you see on the screen, that's an NPC and he looks like a frog. Very cool, very nice. But at the end of the day, again, it's just a fetch game, and I think that is sort of redundant at this point. It's 2021. Why do we still do this? Why did you guys not add another layer of it? Yes, they did try to add a couple of, not mini games I would say, but they did try to add a couple of mini things here and there to spice things up. But again, it was a fetch quest, and that's so fucking lazy in my opinion. Like, that's so lazy for gamers. Basically, go get this so you could open this, and then we'll give you this. And it's like, why the fuck are we doing this? Like, come on, it's the 21st century, guys. Like, gaming has evolved so much. Why are you making it like that? The problem with this is that you're backtracking so much that sometimes you forget where to go. And again, that could be me. My fucking memory of a fish could just be horrible. But you're backtracking so much that I just feel like, I'm completely lost. I'm lost. I'm like, wait, did I get the correct thing? Did I get the incorrect thing? And I feel it's just wasting time. You made the game longer with so many areas. You have to go get things. You have to go get keys, basically, to open this door that, it's just, I feel you could cut out a couple sections and you would still have a great game. And you just made it longer to make it longer, not because it's actually necessary or required of the game. And I just feel that's fucking bullshit. It just felt tedious. At some points, it really did just feel fucking tedious, and I just did not like it. I really did not like that part. It's a good game, it really is a good game, but I have to give it a 3.8 out of 5. It's good, but I just don't understand why they had to do that. Why they made it longer without any good reason, or why, they really had to do that with the puzzle parts. I just could not understand that. I just felt it was tedious to be tedious, not because it actually required it or anything. Now, it could be that this game is more of the look at the journey and not the ending. You have to enjoy every moment of it and not just the overall end game of it. That could be it, and that's why maybe I have this problem with it. But I still feel it was just kind of I don't know. I just really did not like that last part. I love the art style. I love the design of it. I like the inspiration that it took. Here, as you guys can see, that's a man who's crucified. So you can obviously see the Christianity influence there. But you know, I just don't understand those negative aspects that they added to the game. I feel they could have easily solved it. You know, they could have easily made it much, not easier. I don't want to say easier because that's a fucking lie. I don't want easy games. But they could have made it a lot more interesting. They could have added a lot more mechanics, a lot more different gameplays instead of a simple go fetch this, go get this, and then we will, you know, and then we will let you proceed. I just fucking hate that. I don't understand why games do that. I hate fetching quest games, game mechanics. Sorry, I just don't like them. I really don't like them, and this is one of them. You know, sadly, I have to give it a 3.8 out of 5. It's still a good game. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you guys give it a try. It's in the Game Pass, you know, so you could download it for free. But yeah, it's a solid 3.8 out of 5. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So guys, before we end this video, just remember, you want to keep watching these type of reviews. You guys want to keep you know, keep up with me. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, leave a like, leave a comment. It would really appreciate, you know, I would really appreciate it. I would really, you know, it helps me out a lot, you know. And I would really love to see, you know, us start growing as a community, as a family that we are. But yeah, if you guys like this video, want to see more of it, please hit that subscribe button. You know, share this video so other people could, you know, fall in love with this game that is Narita Boy. Why am I saying like that? I don't know. I'm just saying it like that, okay? But yeah, if you guys want to watch other reviews that I have on the channel, please check them out. Next video will probably be World War Z 2021. You know, we're gonna review that game. So if you ever wanted to play a fun little zombie game, you know, just stick around and hopefully that video will come out in a couple days, guys.